Hi everyone, today we're going to do a little bit different with our workout. We're going to let you determine the pace. So I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes and I'm going to give you the exercises and I'll give you one full round. And then you're going to repeat as many rounds as you can in 20 minutes. So you go at your own pace, try to push yourself a little bit. It'll be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. Today's warm-up is going to be a little bit different. We're going to put a little twist on what we normally do, literally. So here's our normal and basic warm-up. The reason why we do this is we get multiple planes. We're having our joints stabilized and getting mobility in multiple different directions. So this is what we've done many, many times. And people that have worked with me in person in this room probably get sick of this, but there is a method to my madness and there's a reason why we do it. So today we're going to break it up. And we're going to add a little bit more trunk rotation to the different movements. And we're going to do them one at a time. So we're going to go forward or sagittal plane. And what I want you to do is kind of rotate a little bit, okay? And we're going to do 10 each. Turn your head with your hand, with your body. Unless you get dizzy, if you need to, then you can, find your focal point on the wall or what have you. So we're going to go 10 each side, each direction. Try and rotate your trunk. So you're rotating towards the leg that's traveling, okay? Not the grounded leg. So I'm not turning this way, turning across. Okay, nice and fluid. Don't stay so tight and rigid. Just be nice and loose. One more on this side. Now we're going to do the opposite. Switch. Okay, that slight rotation. Should feel good to get a nice stretch. Up tall every time. Okay, now our second part, we're going to go lateral. Okay, but we're still going to add that rotation in. Okay. Remember, our toes are straight ahead, okay? Even on that traveling foot. Okay, switch. Remember, turn your head with your hands unless you get dizzy. And then you can look straight ahead, keep your equilibrium. Let's do one more. Now, this next one's kind of the same, but I want you to lift your arms and see if you can get a little bit more rotation, okay? Here, okay? So a variation of this is if you want to hang on to your stable surface like when we do our exercises, to keep yourself kind of grounded, you can place a hand on the table or the counter so that you have some stability, feel safe, okay? So you can keep your balance and then rotate as much as you feel like you can rotate safely, okay? So 2. And this toe stays straight ahead as much as you can. You're going to pivot. And switch. Remember, you can hang on to stable surface and turn out like this, okay? If you don't feel safe or comfortable going all the way around and leaving that center line. Okay. Now, let's work our spine in a couple of different directions here. So same as our sagittal, transverse, and frontal plane movements, okay, we can do that with the spine as well. So if I reach up, okay, I'm taking my spine. Now I want to lift through my chest, okay? So if you have lumbar spine, your cervical spine, and in the middle there is your thoracic spine. That's where we want to focus, okay? So it's real easy for me just to crank on my lumbar spine here, but what I want to focus on is lifting the chest to get some extension through my thoracic spine, okay? So I can lift, okay? And we'll do this 8 times. Lift, but without pushing your pelvis forward. Here. Okay, now this is the same thing as if I'm moving forward this way, okay? So I'm moving in the same direction. Okay. Okay. Now, if I'm moving lateral, okay, I'm going to take my spine kind of in that same direction too. So make sure if you're standing next to a wall, or in my case, the camera, I want to make sure my shoulders are square. So I don't want to rotate my shoulders at all, okay? I want to actually tilt, okay? We're going to do 8 each side. But you're going to come back to the center. Okay? So 2 and 2. Now, one of the things I want to focus on is don't shift your hips out this way. You want your hips to be directly over your feet. Okay, but now I'm taking my spine on that transverse plane, just like we do with our lateral lunge. And without rotating my shoulders, okay? So now we're getting that spine warmed up. Don't force it, don't strain. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to take it on, same as this movement here, we're going to articulate the spine that way. So just don't strain, but keep your hips. So now I want to isolate my spine a little bit without putting the trunk of my body, okay? So you can put the hands here and rotate. Don't force it. Just go to the range that feels comfortable. So if it's here, it's here. If it's farther around, that's great too. So now we're taking the spine through all 3 planes of motion that we did with our lunge pattern. So real important. Here, remember, kind of briefly stop in the center and then back. And if it causes dizziness, find your focal point. Don't turn your head with your hands, but if you can, safely, do so. Okay? Okay. So, a little bit different warm-up than we normally do, but it'll get us ready to work for our next circuit. So, we're going to let you move at your own pace. We're going to do our basic exercises, but we're going to do very few reps, and we're going to set a timer for 20 minutes. Okay, I've got my timer here, so you can just listen, and I'll give you time checks as we go along. So I'm going to give you the exercises. So we're going to do a squat. Okay, remember, we can do squat here, as deep as you feel comfortable going, and using this stage or using your counter at home or your stable table or your railing as stability. If you want to step away and actually do it freestanding squat, you can do that. If you want to use a chair and come up and down from the chair every single time, you can do that, or use the chair even as a target where you're not completely sitting, but you're just tapping down and then coming back up, okay? And you can also use the chair next to your counter or your stable surface. So there's a bunch of different combinations you can do. And as we're doing this, you can change it up if you want. So if you get fatigued in one way and you want to do an easier version of the squat, you can change as we're going along. So today's focus is just to stay moving, stay fluid, stay relaxed, okay? No pain, no, getting overly fatigued. So we're doing a lot of volume, but we're going to do it in little increments, okay? So instead of doing a minute full of squats, we're going to do 5 squats, and then we move right to 5 push-ups, And then we're going to do 5. Grab your dumbbells, grab your bottles of water, grab your cans of corn or peas, or you can also just use your fists, because it's really more about the range of motion than it is how much weight I'm lifting or how much resistance I have. Okay, but if you are going to use resistance, it's here. Okay, so just 3 of these. Okay, so again, that's 1 round. So 1 round is 5 squats, whichever variation you choose, 5 push-ups, and then 3 of your curl and press. Now remember, if you have trouble going overhead, just stay with the curl, okay? And you can do 3. So I'll set the timer. I'll give you time checks as we go along. If you need to pause and rest, the clock's going to keep rolling, but I want you just to catch your breath if you need to, or let your muscles relax for a minute, and then go right back to it and see how many rounds you can get. If you need to get water, of course, get water. Or if you just need to take a break because you're winded, by all means, keep it safe. So we'll start with a 3, 2, 1 and go. 5 squats, 5 push-ups, and then 3 of our curl and press. And we're just going to keep that going, okay, for 24 minutes. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, so remember, good squat, weight in the heels. Okay, so everyone go at their own pace. If you want to turn some music on while you're doing this, I'll keep track of the time. So just 5 reps. And then 5 push-ups. Remember, our push-ups, our good push-ups are keep the shoulders depressed down. Don't elevate in your shoulders. Remember to squeeze something with your shoulder blades. Okay? And the curl. And press 3 times. Okay? So if you've completed this at the pace I'm going, that's 1 round. So you can try to make a game out of it and try to keep up with how many rounds you've done. And then you could watch this again, like maybe a month from now, and see if you can beat your rounds. Okay, deep as you feel comfortable going in your squat. Okay, 5. Remember, you don't have to keep your heels down, your push-up, but be careful not to arch your back, okay? And you can also do these against the wall. Okay? And again, if you need to take a break, if you need water, grab water, play it safe. If you need to wipe your brow, you can do that. It's pretty humid and hot out there today. And just keep a pace. See if you can keep a relaxed pace where you can regulate your breathing. If you don't get too, try to keep a nice relaxed pace. And if you feel like you only want to do about 10 minutes, see how many rounds you can get in 10 minutes. And if you start to fatigue, you can always drop the weight down or just stay with the curl. The whole reason behind today is just to try and keep a fluid movement, consistent. Okay. Okay. Keep your rounds going. If you need to take a break, take a break. Catch your breath. Let your muscles relax. Okay. Up tall every time in your squat, whether you're using a surface or not. If you start to fatigue at this level, then go up to a wall and do your push-ups that way. But go at your own pace. You don't have to keep up with my pace, or you can go faster than my pace. We're at 5 minutes. So you're a fourth of the way finished. Remember, don't arch your back to get it higher. You're better off shortening the distance a little bit and still maintaining neutral hips than to really crank on your back. All right, let's keep it going. So if you're doing this and you've completed a certain number of rounds and you want to set a goal for yourself, how many you think you can do in 20 minutes, set your goal. So when you go from your squats to your push-up, your lower body's relaxing. So you should be able to move from one to the other. Remember, if you need to stop for water, stop for water. Wipe some sweat. Just give your muscles a little break. And you can do that. Clock's going to keep rolling. So instead of always doing a lot of reps at once, sometimes it's nice to break up the volume. So you're doing a lot of volume, but you're doing it in smaller increments. And just see if you can fluidly keep moving. Shoulders depressed in your push-up. Don't elevate. All right, we're almost halfway. We are at halfway. Now remember, if you start to get fatigued in your squat, you can shorten the range a little bit. Keep going. As long as my weight's in my heels, okay? So sometimes when a person does shorter range, they will load over their toes and start to become a little knee dominant. That's what we want to stay away from. We want to be hip dominant, okay? Weight in your heels, be able to see the tips of your toes. Try to stay relaxed. Slow your pace if you need to. As you get tired, up tall. Remember to control these down, so don't let it just fall, okay? Control up, control down. I'm starting to break a sweat. Try to keep moving, keep working. Many rounds as you can. Come up tall, be able to see the tips of my toes. Remember, if this gets heavy, just drop it into your fists. Or if you have lighter dumbbells, grab the lighter ones. Getting close. All right, we got 5 minutes to go. Three-fourths of the way done. Good job. Up tall. Okay. Four minutes to go. You need to take a little breather. Take a little breather. Jump right in there. Good job, everybody. Almost done. Keep working. Take a break if you need. Three minutes to go. Too much longer. 2 minutes to go. Keep working. Minute and a half. Here we go. Minute and a quarter. One minute to go. Keep working. 40 seconds. 40 seconds. 40 seconds to go. 30 seconds. 15 seconds. Keep working. Work right to the end. 3, 2, 1, rest. Great job. Nice work. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. It's hot today. So, good job. Feel free to watch this one again and repeat it and see if you can beat number. If you got 10 rounds, then see if you can get 11 next time. But keep it safe. But another way to get some volume in, but do it in a safe way, do it in a little bit different way. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.